lockdowns and restrictions in a bid to avoid an all-out national lockdown, but some regions don't see the benefit of a staggered approach. Northern Ireland begins a 6-week lockdown from December the 26th. Wales has a lockdown from December 28th. And in Scotland, tougher restrictions are looming, including a possible blanket lockdown after Christmas. England hasn't ruled out a wholesale shutdown, but has so far avoided it with an intricate network of tier systems, with London, a city of more than 10 million people, smarting at restrictions in Tier 3. UK coronavirus cases continue to climb, with the medical community warning the third wave may break hospitals struggling to cope in the worst-hit areas.
And it's been another day of disappointing coronavirus milestones for Germany, as the country officially recorded its highest ever number of new infections in one day. Over 30,000 new cases were officially reported, as well as 813 deaths. The data comes as the nation ramps up efforts to begin mass vaccinations. Trent Murray is in the capital, Berlin.
Germany's health minister has laid out plans for who the government will prioritise during the beginning of the COVID-19 vaccine rollout. Having already seen approval being given to the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine by several regulators, including in the US, Canada and the UK, the German government is keen to get moving with its mass inoculations, but can't get started until the European Medicines Agency gives the green light, something that's expected to happen next week.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Wrap it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Friday, December 18th. We are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Tony Sanfilippo, rocking that awesome Star Wars ugly Christmas sweater. How you doing today, Tone?
Good morning, man. I'm doing great. It is Friday, the last show for a week,
For
right?
a week, yeah.
We're going on a little vacay. Well, we're not really going on vacay, but for show-wise, we're going on vacay. Let's see. I am excited. I'm looking forward to sleeping in. I do work next week, so it's a short work week for me, but nonetheless, doing good, buddy. Ready to tackle the day. How about you?
Awesome. Doing well. You know, it's Friday. It's the last day of the week. As you mentioned, we will be running best ofs all next week because it is Christmas week. My boys are out. Going to spend some time with them, and just looking forward to a nice holiday week, spending time with the boys.
Yeah, that's going to be a good time, man. Also, for those yesterday, thanks for tuning in to the best of. I actually woke up yesterday to, I fell asleep listening to a podcast, and I woke up listening to one of our podcasts. It woke me up, and I was like, oh no, am I late for the show?
Oh no.
I had this weird panic attack. And I was like, oh wait, no, today you do got to get up, because I had to go down to Denver yesterday to our depot. And I listened to our best of yesterday on the way down. It was good. So, I definitely sounded a lot groggier, so today hopefully I don't give you guys that boring monotone. So download it on Spotify, like when we do the hypes. It's definitely really cool to listen to on Spotify or Apple Music, wherever you listen to your podcast, especially the day after. It was good to listen to, and holy crap was I monotone. So for those episodes, I'm really sorry. You could tell those are the ones I've worked really late. Last night, I was able to get to bed at a pretty good hour, so a lot more lively, should sound bubblier, but words are still hard. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun from this perspective to watch your progression throughout the morning go from just tired and monotone to, wacky and weird by the second hour. And, it's fun. It makes for an interesting show.
It is. It's the tale of two Tonys. It's kind of like at work. You either get like really happy, hyper Tony, or you get real quiet, or you get quiet, is he grumpy Tony? Because I'm not ever really that grumpy.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get mad, but
well,
not on the radio show, other than when there's technical difficulties.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. Hopefully none today, knock on wood. But in any case, let's go ahead and kick things off the way we do each and every day with a question for my co-host. Tony, what is the strangest animal you have ever owned as a pet?
A liger.
A liger?
That's my favorite. It's a liger. Strangest animal I've ever personally owned, a rat.
Interesting.
I owned that white rat, that white red-eyed rat named Sparky, and my mom was pissed that I brought it home. We put it in a little blue bird cage, and that little dude stunk. And I mean, it's crazy. I wouldn't touch a mouse now, but as a little guy, it was like Ben, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the white rat. I don't know. That's probably the weirdest thing I've ever personally owned.
All right, fair enough. Strangest animal I've ever owned is a ferret. I had one in college, and it stunk, and it wasn't overly friendly.
I remember that thing.
Yeah.
Whoa. Weird how you just stow away those memories,
Well, this eclipses all of those.
Please be sea monkeys, be sea monkeys.
A South African farmer was reportedly mauled to death on Sunday by his by his pet hippo.
You got me. You got me, sir.
His pet hippo, which he had previously referred to as like a son to me. Oof. Marius Els, who lived in the Free State province of South Africa, was found dead in a river, having been bitten repeatedly by the animal. Els, 40, had adopted the hippo, whom he had named Humphrey when it was found as a calf. Earlier this year, footage of Els riding the more than 2,000-pound beast went viral. The South African said that Humphrey had responded to his calls, enjoyed playing with him, and that he would even brush the hippo's teeth. It's a little bit dangerous, but I trust him with my heart that he will not harm anybody, Els said during an interview. I can swim with him. I can go in the water. He allows me to get on his back, and I ride him like a horse. He swims with me. He added, he's like a son to me. An ambulance spokesman told the Daily Mirror that paramedics found Els immersed in a river and had been bitten several times by the animal. It was unclear how long he might have remained in the water. There's a relationship between me and Humphrey, and that's what some people don't understand, Els reportedly said. They think you can only have a relationship with dogs, cats, and domestic animals, but I have a relationship with the most dangerous animal in Africa. And obviously he found out just how dangerous that animal is.
What was this animal's name? What did he name it?
Humphrey. Humphrey the hippo.
Humphrey the hippo, he is my big fat friend. He is like a dog and he's super nice. Oh crap, he bit me in half.
I love it. Well, folks, it is Friday. There you go. It is Friday. We have a wonderful show lined up for you today. Let's talk about today's show, shall we?
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
We are looking forward to the weekend, but not before we take you out on an up note with good news, everyone, as we do on Fridays. We have a segment called Perfect Timing. Our call-in topic today is last-minute Christmas gifts, because let's face it, we all need them. We have G-Man's matchups. Whoa. G-Man's going to be joining us with NFL Week 15 picks. We round out the day with This Day in History, and Tony is up next with the entertainment news. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm gonna do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back to the show. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show, Friday, December 18th. Now, I apologize for that little technical difficulty. Of course, Tony doomed us at the very beginning, but you know what? It was a nice, quick, easy fix. In any case, we have a little thing called the Fenix Line, which is our 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys the opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever. Perhaps maybe you owned a pet hippo that mauled you to death. Of course, you have to call beyond the grave, but if you have that capability, by all means, please do so. That number, 855-FENIX-RADIO, that's 855-FENIX-RDO, or 855-336-4973. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together and put them out in a future show. Now it is the second segment of this show, and that means Tony's here with the entertainment news.
Good morning, everybody. What a remix, huh?
Yeah.
It's December 18th. It is time for the Filippo Fast Five. Alrighty. So Super Nintendo World Direct announced for today roughly 15 minutes of Super Nintendo World goodness. So you'll get to see some of the rides, things like that. So if you're a theme park enthusiast, should be a good time.
That's kind of cool.
Sad news, as I always hate to report in these Fast Fives, but original Boba Fett actor Jeremy Bulloch has passed away. A lot of tributes going out to the original Boba Fett. So thoughts, prayers with his family. ABC is developing All My Children sequel series. Remember that show? Pine Valley with Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
That's why we put it in the Filippo Fast Five, sir. Okay.
My name's Jeff.
Clarice. Hello, Clarice. Silence of the Lambs sequel series will not feature Hannibal Lecter. Okay.
Interesting. All right.
And oh yeah, that was the Ricky Ricardo. I was trying to do this one instead, but Revenge of the Nerds reboot is coming from Seth MacFarlane and the Lucas brothers. What was the? How did they laugh? It was something really stupid like that.
I can't even. Something along those lines.
I'd have to watch it, but I used to be able to do it pretty good though. Something like that. Anywho, I digress. So yesterday, or 2 days ago, because we didn't do a show yesterday, I had mentioned how Tom Cruise had just a meltdown on his crew for not following COVID
protocols,
guidelines. Yeah, so no surprise here, but 5 crew members quit Mission Impossible 7. Words are still hard. Mission Impossible 7 filming after another rant by Hollywood star Tom Cruise. It comes after the audio was leaked of the Hollywood star furiously shouting at the crew on the British set of the MI7 for breaking COVID-19 protocols. The first outburst was big, but things haven't calmed since. Tension has been building for months, and this was the final straw. Since it became public, there has been more anger, and several staff just walked. The insider said Tom is upset, the crew aren't taking him seriously. And the rant, you can go on, you can listen to the audio, you just Google it. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'd imagine it's pretty scathing, or scathing. Scathing's the right word.
Scathing's the right word. Yeah, no, it is definitely scathing, and it is a gem of just pure, what I assume Tom Cruise is like behind closed doors, because, when he's out in public, he's this nice, likable guy, but I get this feeling that he's got this pent-up anger, and it certainly came out very similar to the Christian Bale rant.
Oh, good for you.
Oh, yeah, he was pissed in that one. I look forward to listening to it. There's a link on this website, so I'll have to check it out later today. Did you ever want your own Baby Yoda? I know today's the last day for The Mandalorian. Stacy, if you're watching, I am not ignoring your messages, but I keep seeing things about Mando. I'm trying not to peek at it just in case.
Don't want spoiler alerts, yep.
So, I don't want no spoilers. I got a feeling it's good. So I'll respond to you. I just haven't because of those. But did you ever want your own Baby Yoda? You just wish the little guy was real, and you could just have him eating your frogs and playing with. I was gonna say it like your ball, but that sounds dirty. But like your little. even if I say knob shaft, any of that. But you get what I mean. The little thing that he likes to play. Yeah, I'm not trying to get dirty with it. But, well, anyways, Google Google has added Grogu, formerly Baby Yoda. He's always going to be Baby Yoda. To augmented reality search results. So some quick typing can drop an AR version of the little guy straight into your bedroom or home office. No spaceship required.
Very cool.
Searching Grogu, the child, the Mandalorian, or Baby Yoda on mobile or in the Google app will return the usual knowledge panel with a Wikipedia summary of the character. But now you can click View in 3D to check out a model and see if you're really feeling like a noted Baby Yoda fan. View in your space to get up close. So when you look for him, he just appears. He just sits there. He makes his little facial expressions and bobs his head like a little kid. So Google also added 50 animals to its AR search results, including dinosaurs. But the company partnered with Disney for the Mandalorian AR Experience app. Built to use Google's Arc Core, and before that, AR stickers on the Pixel 2. So if you like that kind of thing, there you go. You can have Baby Yoda, like while you're watching the Kristian Fenix show, he could sit there and listen with you, and we'd be happy to have Grogu listen.
There you go. Yeah, Google's been adding a lot of fun things to search results. For instance, if you type in Ross Geller from Friends, it pops up a little like Wikipedia thing on the side, and then if you click on the little couch, it'll pivot, and then eventually break in half. And so there's little fun things, little
That's
fun
awesome.
Easter eggs that you can find on Google all over the place.
Yeah, they do good, man. They have those fun, geeky, nerdy people doing the coding and stuff. It's neat.
Yeah, it's always a good time. There's also one if
teabag on that one.
There's also one if you look up Sonic the Hedgehog and you keep clicking on it, it does the little speedball, and then if you click on it enough times, he turns into the golden Sonic.
Oh, cool. I did not know that, man. There's some cool stuff. We'll have to maybe cover that in a future segment, all the different Easter eggs of Google. But right now, Grogu is one of them. The Suicide Squad spinoff is coming, as we've talked about, which will be Peacemaker. And the cast of the show continues to grow as production draws near. John Cena is the main character, reprising his role from the film. Actors Daniel Brooke, Robert Patrick, T-1000, Jennifer Holland, and Chris Conrad were previously cast in the series, and now a new slew of faces are joining them as well. Yesterday, THR reported that 4 actors have joined the cast of Peacemaker, which is gearing up to begin production in Vancouver next month. They film a lot of stuff in Vancouver.
Yeah, they do.
Lachlan Moreno, who TV fans may know from his role as Betty Cooper's dad on Riverdale, is among the new additions. Chuck Awuju, Annie Chang, and Christopher Heredall have also been added to the cast. There isn't a lot known about the plot series, nor about the identities of these new characters. All that is known with the recent additions is they're going to play detectives. So Peacemaker is set to explore the origin of Cena's character, who will be appearing for the first time in the Suicide Squad next summer. So this is a good little gem. And then once Gunn is done with this, he will go to work on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So I'm looking forward to this show. I don't know anything about Peacemaker, but this new Suicide Squad looks really cool, just the teaser trailer. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. Obviously, James Gunn, his sensibility, his style is a lot of fun, and I have a feeling that he's going to have a lot of input on this Peacemaker series as well. And so, and John Cena, he's good. He's, there's very few ex-wrestler actors who come out that are enjoyable, but we have The Rock, we have Dave Bautista, and then of course John Cena now. Other attempts have not been so good.
Not been so good. Heck,
Looking
Randy
at you,
Savage
Santa.
has been a lot better than some of the others.
Yeah, I was going to say, looking at you, Santa with muscles.
Yeah. Oh
Hulk
God.
Hogan.
Didn't that look bad? That picture I sent you.
So bad.
How did he ever think that was a good idea? Jeez.
Your guess is
Speaking
as good as
of who thought this would be a good idea, I don't know if it'll be a good movie or not, but Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley had filmed their movie Chaos Walking. I don't know, back a while, but I think it was right before Spider-Man and Star Wars took off, so it's been sitting on the shelf. Well, this is probably the current New Mutants. in the sense that it finally, it got shelved, and then they kind of decided, okay, let's put this thing out, and then it was supposed to go to theaters March 1st, 2019. Well, it got pushed back. It was filmed in 2017, according to my notes here. Well, and now they started showing trailers, and you're like, oh, cool, this movie's actually coming, and it looks okay, nothing spectacular, but, Daisy Ridley, Tom Holland, both possible future box office draws. I could see that happening. It was supposed to come out January 22nd, 2021. Well, it's delayed again. So you can expect to see possibly Chaos Walking make its way out March 5th, 2021. The trailer you could check out on YouTube. Check it out on YouTube. It looks okay, not too shabby. But I gotta end our entertainment news because there's a lot of punny birthdays. So
all right.
Not like the last two stories were that great; they were just filler. So here we go on to the punny birthday. It's my birthday. Now, the first one is not exactly the most punniest, and you may get it, you may not. But the bad guy, one-hit wonder, Billie Eilish is not 18, but I put 18. I think she could be 18. Fortunately, bad journalism there. Well, I don't think she is 18, but that's what I typed. So maybe she is. So happy birthday. And now on to the punny fun stuff. Here we go. This guy was on the wall of my first girlfriend, Katie Henry's wall. A river ran through it across the oceans. You see his love for Louise, Rachel, Laura Croft, and splicing dirty things into movies. This guy fights, shh, don't speak about it, zombies, a Smith, and had an amazing cameo in Deadpool 2. And what an inglorious bastard. Once upon a time in Hollywood, there was a legendary curious case of one Brad Pitt. He's 56. He was pretty fun to pun.
Yeah.
On this, this little minx played second fiddle to a hot Madonna kiss. She wasn't dirty enough for this Lady Marmalade, but hey, come on over, bae. Release this genie from her bottle. Miss Christina Aguilera is 40. This guy had the coolest job. He could cuss, flip you off, kick your ass, stun you, kick your ass again, kick the boss's ass, shove Mike Tyson. Am I going to get in trouble for saying ass? Drink lots of beer and raise a lot of hell. Now that he is more mellow and retired, he's a podcaster and TV personality. I'm talking Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's the bottom line. He's 55. This guy hasn't jumped the shark or fallen into the jaws of awfulness in Hollywood. No, no, no. The man is extraterrestrial about his movies. He may be a little Jurassic, but he makes movies look like a walk in the park. He should whip out the old fedora and film another indie because Steven Spielberg is such an animaniac at 73. One of my many, many high school crushes. I loved her by the creek, but that damn Dawson had her. Then Pacey did too. I once rented The Gift to see the twins. Wink, wink. She should have been in a huge sequel after it began, but she never saw The Night. Her beauty is purely disturbing behavior, and even though she's an ex of Maverick, I'd be happy to be her Iceman. Katie Holmes is 41. She should have been Rachel Dawson in the second Batman, but we got Maggie Gyllenhaal instead. This man is quite the good fella. In a field of dreams, he ended up befriending our own Kristian Fenix. Hey, Ray Liotta is 65. Eddie, turn on the score! I don't know where the freaking button is, Kristian! What up?
That's the censored version.
Yeah, guitarist and songwriter whose song I Can't Get No Satisfaction was named the second greatest song of all time by Rolling Stone. Johnny Depp used his mannerisms, voice, and personality to create his popular Jack Sparrow character. Keith Richards is 176. Okay, he's really just 76. And for the last birthday, I got nothing, so... X gon' give it to you. Wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. DMX is 49. And lastly, before we end the birthdays, we won't be here next week to do it, but our very own Kristian Fenix will be a young 38 because we don't count the new year because of COVID. You can do that.
I like that rule.
We're going to be 38 again, on Sunday. So happy early birthday to you, brother.
Much appreciated. Well, folks, that does it for the entertainment news. When we come back, it's Friday. We've got good news, everyone. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm gonna do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Listen live at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Friday, December 18th. Now, we are all over social media with many of you watching us right now as we speak on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. Now, if you want to get a hold of us on social, you can. I'm available at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. That's Kristian with a K, Fenix with an F, radio, of course, with an R, or on Instagram and Twitter at Fenix Media Radio. Tony's available at facebook.com/Tony.Sanfilippo. That's SANFILIPPO.94, or on Instagram at Tony.Sanfilippo81. Now, it is Friday, as we like to do. You know, there's so much negativity. There's so much bad news out in the world. We'd like to take you guys into the weekend on an up note with something that we like to call
Good News, everyone.
And my good news is that
good news.
You guys get the remix of the intros of each of our coming in. It's, you know, a little dubstep, and now we're weird technical issue, but I blame you, Tony. You cursed us at the beginning, so.
I did. No, you know who I blame?
Who?
It's Britney, bitch.
All right. Well, let's get into
Britney Spears.
Good news, everyone. Now, this one is written from the perspective of the person who actually did it. So when I say I don't mean I mean the person who wrote this, and of course I'm reading it from her perspective. Says, I didn't expect the ramen. The fruit leather caught me off guard as well. Just a day earlier, my husband Mike had finished installing one of those little wooden houses for free books that had been popping up in front of houses across the country in recent years. But in a year where an estimated 50 million people in the United States may face hunger due to the effects of COVID-19, we thought we'd also fill ours with free food. We loaded it up with a mixture of peanut butter, granola bars, Annie Prolux, tuna,
peanut butter,
Iris Murdoch, canned carrots, Celestine, black beans, and a collection of historical fiction from my 91-year-old mom, which cycles through quickly. The next day, I posted a photo of our little house on a community Facebook page, inviting anyone to come take what they wanted. Like neighborhoods all over the world, the effects of the pandemic have come home to mine, with people on our block who have lost jobs, are struggling to keep their small businesses afloat, or have health issues and are unable to risk going to the grocery store. When I checked on the little house that evening, many of the food items had already disappeared. But just a half hour later, when I went to restock it, someone else already had. The shelves were stuffed with ramen, applesauce, fruit leather, and more. It's been happening almost every day since. Food will disappear and then replenish itself. Sugar, flour, macaroni. One evening, a jar of peanut butter disappeared, and a few hours later, a stranger had replaced it with a different brand, as well as some spaghetti noodles. Earlier this week, we found a note in our mailbox with cash to help restock the little house. It was simply signed, Your Friends and Neighbors. It fills me with wonder, but then again, this kind of thing has been happening around this time of winter for the last 15 years. It started with my oldest son, Fenix, of all names. This December 3rd marks his 16th birthday, an age of driver's licenses, new facial hair, high school crushes, and a prelude to adult, except not for him. Fenix died of bacterial meningitis when he was only 7 months and 4 days old, when his hair was still soft and wispy as silk and his cheeks as plump as a peach. All these years later, I still remember how his cheek felt against my lips. I hope I always do. At his memorial service, our friend Reverend Catherine Cummings encouraged us to let our love for our beautiful boy radiate out into the world. She nudged us to celebrate his birthdays and look for ways to honor him, the ripples of his life spreading into wider and wider circles of the joy and love he'd given us. Death is not the final word, she said. Love is the final word. 5 months later, on the devastating December day he should have been turning 1, I made cupcakes and took them to Fenix's grave, sang to him, kissed the grass over where he was buried, and went shopping. Mike and I had decided we'd adopt a child from a department store's holiday giving tree and buy Christmas presents for someone the same age as Fenix should have been. I would have given everything or anything to be able to buy Christmas presents for my son. Maybe we could do it for someone else. It was the start of a new tradition, creating joy for others as a tribute to Fenix on his birthday. Over the years, friends have joined us and the circle has widened. Now our tradition is to ask anyone who wants to help celebrate his birthday to do one small act of kindness for someone. Our best gift is when they tell us about it. And so I'm going to post this up on our Facebook page. It's just a warm, heartwarming story, triumph made out of tragedy. And of course, with what they're doing with this giving box is truly amazing. And I'd say that's certainly
good news, everyone.
Yeah, that was a great story, man. I like that one. That was definitely heartfelt.
Appreciate
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Tony, what's your good news?
Good news. Surprisingly, you know where it's coming from? We didn't get to do it yesterday because I was working.
Florida.
We're going down to Florida because Florida man. It's a Florida man story on a Good News Friday. Here we go. In yet another bid to rebrand himself in a more positive light, this week Florida man made the news as a Good Samaritan. Once again, okay, if you ignore the story about him snatching the stray golf ball off the back of an alligator. That was in parentheses, I think, to be funny. In a true humanitarian gesture, Mike Esmond of Gulfstream, Florida, paid off $7,600 worth of outstanding utility bills for 114 of his neighbors who are facing cutoff deadlines. Wow. It's not the first time. Last year, Esmond launched his generous Christmas tradition by doling out $4,600 to ensure community members in need wouldn't go without basic services during the holiday season. This year, to me, is probably more meaningful than last year with the pandemic and all the people out of work and having to stay home, the 74-year-old said in a CNN interview reported by People. Hurricane Sally slammed us pretty good and hurt a lot of people. We still have a lot of blue roofs here, and they're just covered with tarps. As the owner of Gulf Breeze Pools and Spas, Esmond admits he found himself in a very different financial position at the end of 2020 than those less fortunate. While the COVID-19 lockdown left many people struggling, it's also meant that we're staying home, which proved to be a boon to his business. We've had a good year, and that's why I want to share what I have with the people who need it. Rather than a shut-off notice, 114 families will instead be receiving a holiday greeting from the city, letting them know they're no longer in the red. You can imagine people this time of the year that know they're behind on their bills. When they get this envelope and when they open it up, it's a Christmas card from the city of Gulf Breeze telling them Gulf Breeze Pools has paid their utility bill, and that's one less stressful thing you have to worry about. Since the story made headlines, Esmond has heard from a lot of folks offering to help his cause, but he believes their money would be better spent closer to home. I've had people call me out from California, Chicago, Tampa, saying they wanted to send some money. I said, no, please take the money, go do what I did with it, and start this in your own communities. It's something I can see that we could really pass on and make Christmases better for people in the future. Way to go, Florida man. That's telling him. It's actually a good Florida man story,
really
and that is my good news for today.
Well, I would certainly say that is...
Good news, everyone!
All right, folks. Well, that does it. Hopefully that lifted you up a little bit. When we come back, we have a segment called Perfect Timing. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks, for the fourth and final segment of the first hour of the Kristian Fenix radio show on this Friday, December 18th. But don't fret, there's still plenty ahead with our second hour and our interactive portion of the show where we're asking you about last-minute Christmas gifts. And we've got the G-Man coming up with his Week 15 picks. Now, if you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it is easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix radio show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts, whether it's Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, about 20 in all. While you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review, let us know what you think, and tell your friends because sharing is caring. Now, Tony, in the segment, which I've titled Perfect Timing, have you ever said the wrong thing at the right time, or the right thing at the wrong time, or the wrong thing at the wrong time?
I say the wrong thing at the wrong time a lot. Like, it happens pretty common. You definitely, sometimes I make some of the worst jokes that just probably not good, and I probably should have thought them out. Again, I usually say this, and I've heard myself listening back to a few episodes. I don't have any particular examples for any of those right now, but so we'll just keep it simple and say yes, I have.
And I know I spring.
It's pretty lame because I hear that answer. I give you that answer a lot.
Well, that's okay. Like I said, I spring this on you sort of last minute. Don't give you much time to think about it. But like I said, you know, if I'm reading through and something triggers something, by all means, chime in. So in this case, we're going to run through some stories of people who have said the wrong thing at the wrong time. Any of these could be Tony at any point in time. So let's go ahead and kick things off with this first story.
Way to go, a-hole!
From
a-hole!
Michelle T64 says, my family was at a funeral and something smelled really bad in the back of the chapel where we were sitting. My mom leaned over and whispered, it smells like somebody died in here. Everyone around us gave her an unamused look. It took my mom a few minutes to figure out what she had said.
Oh.
That is one of those things where, you know, just it's a figure of speech. It innately comes out, but apparently the situation, the surroundings probably weren't the best place to say that.
It's kind of like in Dumb and Dumber when he shoots the cork, the champagne cork. It goes across and takes out that prized owl. Wow, this party really died.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move on with perfect timing. People saying the wrong things at the wrong time.
Way to go, a-hole!
This from user Sinful Carrot says, I was stocking shelves at the grocery store I worked at. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed a customer who was trying to grab an item and ended up putting his basket on the floor to do so. I asked, do you need a hand? He turned, revealing that he was missing his whole left arm, smiled and said, well, yeah, but I've got it. I was mortified by my choice of words, but he had a good laugh about it. I'm sure he regularly does, but wrong place at the wrong time. Let's keep rolling with our perfect timing, saying the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Way to go, a-hole!
This from CKel543. My friend who's blind was trying to find someone in a crowd, and I was guiding her. I didn't know the person she was trying to find, so I asked my friend, well, what does she look like? I realized my mistake, and she laughed at me. Obviously, somebody who's blind can't really describe what somebody looks like. I'm sure they could describe what
underestimate my power.
I'm sure they can describe what their face feels like. So, All right, let's move on. Perfect timing. Wrong thing at the wrong time.
Way to go, a-hole!
This from user Meals says, when I was 11, I didn't know what the term birthday suit meant. I knew my teacher's birthday was the next day, so when I walked into school, I greeted him by saying, I can't wait to see your birthday suit tomorrow. My mother got a call from the school that night. I think about this often and still cringe to this day. That's almost as bad as asking if you want to have a pants party.
Yeah, I'm here for the party, the party of the pants, you know.
Go! Let's move on with perfect timing. Go! Wrong things at the wrong time.
Way to go, a-hole!
This from user Cassidy YJ4ECE2AA38. So original. I work at Starbucks and was taking a little person's order. He just wanted a shot of espresso, and out of habit, I asked if he wanted it in a short cup. With a straight face, he said, "Is that a short joke?" I was horrified and started to apologize, and he just started laughing. He said he does it often to see people's reactions,
Oh gosh, he had to have been just like the stomach gut. I can just relate from that Arby's story I told a long time ago, like how mortified I was when I started laughing. I was like, oh God. I don't know what to do. But thank God, you know, for this guy, he had a moment, you know. It's just good. Yeah.
All right, let's keep rolling with perfect timing. People saying the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Way to go, a-hole!
This from
a-hole.
Melissa S61. God, words are hard today. Once when we were shopping.
Words are hard.
When we were shopping, I put condoms and some lube in a cart that I thought was my boyfriend's, and I said, we're getting super kinky tonight. I looked up and saw a very old couple staring back at me in shock. I put it in the wrong cart.
Oh, no. That is good stuff there.
That'd be funny if the old man was like,
Giggity, giggity, go.
And then he's like,
let's go, bub.
all right, let's keep rolling.
Way to go, a-hole!
From user Galay1 says, on the first day of my first ever retail job, I was helping a lady and her son pick out an outfit for a Christmas gift. Our scanner was down and I had to read the blurry barcode on the tiny tag. Flustered, I sighed and said, oh my God, am I just so blind these days? The son, who had been silent this far, turned his head to me and said, I'm just blind every day. I was mortified. Boy, two blind stories in one.
Two blind ones, yeah.
I like those odds. The good thing is that nobody got too offended by it. So, all right.
That's good. I like when people have fun. Like they know they have a disability or they have issues, then they just make fun, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, I embrace my weirdness every day. Am I a weird guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just am.
And
just embrace it.
That's certainly a disability for you, too. I'm just kidding.
It really is, you know?
Yowie, wowie!
All right, let's move on with perfect timing. People who said the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Way to go, a-hole!
This from user LHVJHVJLK.
Hey, VJ. Hey. Oh, woo, 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 woo.
In middle school, I went through a phase of replying, your mom, to everything. A kid in my class and I were joking around, and I replied with, your mom. That's when I remembered that his mom had passed away just a few weeks earlier. He was really understanding, but it's been 12 years, and I still feel like crap about it.
You know, I can relate to that because there are people that did those jokes to me, and then they felt instantly bad, and I was just like, well, it's okay, you know, like it's just one of those common reactions. I don't take it personal. It's not like you're really attacking my mom, but,
right?
You know, it's a joke. And now I never used to do those jokes, but I find myself just saying it to myself, like out loud sometimes. Like you'll hear a dumb all over the radio, and they're like, "Does anyone know where the Palazzine cake is?" And I go, "Your mom does." Or I'll mumble something like that on the dock. And the other day there was one of my coworkers. She looked and she started laughing. I didn't realize she was there. But she could hear what they were asking for. I'm like, your mom knows where it is. Whoops.
Hey, perfect example.
Sometimes you think you think you're alone in the hobbit hole back there, you know?
Exactly. Well, let's move on. Perfect timing. People saying the wrong things at the wrong time.
Way to go, a-hole!
Brian Melton says, my brain once meshed pardon and mourning together, so when I opened the door to leave the restroom at work, I said to the surprised man on the other side, Puddin'? Must be a Harley Quinn fan.
Hey there, Puddin'. Oh, man.
All right, let's keep rolling.
Way to go, a-hole!
User Emma2507.
Emma25!
My nan had just died, so I was at the funeral home with my grandfather, mom, and aunt. Things were going fairly well until it got to the moment when we had to decide what would be done with her ashes once cremated. My family was talking about possible places to scatter them, and I blurted out to my grandfather, "Oh, I just assumed we'd wait until you were dead and scatter both of you together." Maybe not the best thing to say at his wife's funeral.
Oh, no. You know,
no bueno.
It's definitely a bad time. Or, you know, I think it's also bad times, like at doing a toast, and sometimes like your drunk best man says the wrong stuff. You're like,
no good.
Not good, dude.
Well, what is good is that we are headed into our long break, but when we come back, it is the interactive portion of the show. Last minute Christmas gifts. Folks, don't go anywhere. Enjoy the long break. Use the restroom. We'll see you guys in about 7. You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star, and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open, don't speak with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table. Share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. To explore our complete lineup, head over to phoenixmedia.us or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio.
Stories News in London, I'm Benji Hire. The US Energy Department has confirmed it's been breached as part of one of the worst ever hacks on the American government. But the department responsible for managing the country's nuclear weapons says the arsenal's security has not been compromised. Tech giant Microsoft also found malicious software in its systems this week. 344 boys abducted from their school in northwest Nigeria last week have now been freed. The students were kidnapped last Friday from the government science secondary school in Kankara. Our correspondent in Nigeria, Phile Haza, reports.
Governor Aminu Bello Masari says the boys who were held in the forest in neighboring Zamfara State have been freed and are currently undergoing security checks. He added that the boys would also be medically examined and reunited with their families on Friday. The kidnapping has raised growing concerns and anger about insecurity in Nigeria and violence in the country's north. President Muhammadu Buhari welcomed the students' release and asked for patience while his administration dealt with insecurity issues.
Millions more Brits are about to be plunged into some of the toughest restrictions the country has seen since the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic. Some 38 million people in England are bracing themselves to enter Tier 3, the highest level of rules governing the freedom of movement, as the UK battles fears over a surging third wave of infections, as Nina Maria Potts reports from London.
A patchwork of lockdowns and restrictions in a bid to avoid an all-out national lockdown, but some regions don't see the benefit of a staggered approach. Northern Ireland begins a 6-week lockdown from December the 26th. Wales has a lockdown from December 28th. And in Scotland, tougher restrictions are looming, including a possible blanket lockdown after Christmas. England hasn't ruled out a wholesale shutdown, but has so far avoided it with an intricate network of tier systems, with London, a city of more than 10 million people, smarting at restrictions in Tier 3. UK coronavirus cases continue to climb, with the medical community warning the third wave may break hospitals struggling to cope in the worst-hit areas.
And it's been another day of disappointing coronavirus milestones for Germany, as the country officially recorded its highest ever number of new infections in one day. Over 30,000 new cases were officially reported, as well as 813 deaths. The data comes as the nation ramps up efforts to begin mass vaccinations. Trent Murray is in the capital, Berlin.
Germany's health minister has laid out plans for who the government will prioritise during the beginning of the COVID-19 vaccine rollout. Having already seen approval being given to the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine by several regulators, including in the US, Canada and the UK, the German government is keen to get moving with its mass inoculations, but can't get started until the European Medicines Agency gives the green light, something that's expected to happen next week.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go. Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you? What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this. To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat. Cool. Very cool. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
There goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the second hour of the Kristian Fenix radio show. It is Friday, December 18th. We are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. Still joined by my co-host, Mr. Tony Sanfilippo, who unfortunately got some bad news over the break that he's got another late shift tonight. So enjoy your time off while you have it, Tone.
Yeah, absolutely. Which just means that instead of being groggy for a Kristian Fenix show, now, I don't know why I said it like that, now, it's going to be a wacky, zany proton pack, as you and I are going to shoot to do that tomorrow. I think our schedules will align. I anticipate they'll slowly creep and spring one of those last minute on me tomorrow, and the bad thing is I can't say no. I kind of have I've signed up for a role where you're kind of at the mercy of them. They tell you don't really get an option. So if you see me looking down at my phone and replying to texts, it's me building my crew up for the night, and luckily everybody's really cool about saying yeah. I feel bad for them. Like I always give them that nice option. You don't have to, but if you'd like to. And
you don't have to.
It's a pretty good response.
You don't have to, but you really should. I strongly suggest you do.
No, I don't ever make them feel that way.
That's good.
What are they going to do if no one shows up? I mean, then I have tons of paperwork I could do, so it's fine.
Well, folks, this is the interactive portion of the show. This is where we want you guys to chime in on the question of the day. And, of course, we pose it typically about 24 hours in advance, giving you guys plenty of time to call into the Fenix Line with your suggestion, story, whatever it may be, at 855-FENIX-RADIO. That's 855-FENIX-RDO or 855-336-4973. Of course, if you are watching us live, you can always chime in live on our Facebook live video at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. That's Kristian with a K, Fenix with an F, radio, of course, with an R. Just go to the live video and comment in there. The subject today is last-minute Christmas gifts. It always happens. Maybe you are going to a Christmas party the next day or Christmas Eve sort of dinner, and you find out that the brother's girlfriend is invited or somebody you weren't expecting to see, and on your way you have to have a last-minute Christmas gift. Of course, not many places are open. You can stop by the gas station and pick up some windshield wiper blades or a nice package of
stale ass jerky.
I'm
looking at you, ex-mother-in-law.
Some beef jerky. Or if you're going to 7-Eleven, maybe even some taquitos that have been on the rollers for the better part of 48 hours. But
hey, those are the gifts that keep on giving, though, my friend. It just ends up not only do you get to eat, but the next day, it's all day long, man.
Exactly. It's a great weight loss regimen.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, it's more. That's more of a taquito one for you.
Exactly. Now, Tony, when it comes to last-minute Christmas gifts, do you have a go-to? Do you have just something that is quick, is easy, maybe not overly expensive?
Yeah, I was gonna say it, but we had a chime in, so I'm gonna let my chime in have that one. So for me, it's real good place to go for last minute gifts for me is it's like Second and Charles. I can find a lot of little things at this little local store. They have pop culture things, little good gifty ideas. When it comes to coworkers and stuff, I pop into World Market. They have some good little chocolates, things like that. Typically not too expensive, but I mean, you also can't go wrong with the old Target dollar spot.
I was just going to say that.
Stuff there,
Yep.
like that little thing just could hook you. And then, and I like to peruse like the clearance sections. Maybe there's a last minute, deal, especially at Target. Target has all those little end caps with clearance things, and you can find good deals. I actually found a good deal for someone's gift this year. It just happened to be on clearance rack. Not that it was a bad thing, but that particular item is something I was looking for, and it just happened to be there and saved me about $20 on it. So
nice.
Can't go wrong. Now, I was frustrated. I've been doing for my nephews to find them stuff I wanted to get them for Christmas. I went to the local mall. I've been around here. Cannot find anything to their, to their sports teams that they like, whether it's hats or whatever. So you have to order online, and I was stoked. I found this one hat that was really cool, and I'm like, cool, they're gonna love it. One of them's gonna love it. I'm not gonna say which one is which there, for spoiler reasons. But I just got a notice that, oh, we're sorry, this hat is sold out. We have refunded you the X amount of dollars for this, and I'm bummed. I'm like, now I gotta find a different gift, because that was a last minute one. I'm like, I'll just go online, I'll order it, it'll get here by Christmas, bada bing, bada boom. Yeah.
Not so much.
Nope, I'm gonna have to be a little crafty in less time now.
Exactly. Well, folks, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for great last-minute gifts that may not break the bank, but it's something that you've realized over the years that it's just a great go-to for those unexpected gifts that you have to pick up. Go ahead and chime in on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. Click into the live video and comment there. Folks, when we come back, it is all about you and your suggestions for last-minute Christmas gifts. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m. and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Now back to the show. Indeed, this is the Kristian Fenix radio show. It is Friday, December 18th. Now this is the interactive portion of the show that we are smack dab in the middle of. Today we are talking about last-minute Christmas gifts. We all run into it. You know, it's Christmas Eve and you have just that one extra thing to buy, or there's somebody unexpected showing up and you don't want them to leave empty-handed. So we're looking for suggestions on what to get people. What is your go-to? Now, before we get to your suggestions, for me, the big thing is, well, gift cards. You can run to any grocery store, Target, Walmart, even Costco, and pick up any number of a great selection of gift cards. And of course, when in doubt, Amazon card, cash card, something along those lines. That way, you know, it's really sort of the gift for anybody. You know, who wouldn't like an Amazon gift card, right?
Dude, gift cards are the greatest. And, you know, it's funny you say that. That was going to be the one I said, but Lacey had chimed in with the gift card thing, and she did give me others, so we're okay.
Okay, cool.
But, yeah, gift cards are the greatest. That's why I skirted around that one. I mean, last minute, you're just like, hey, what do I get somebody? You know, they're quick, they're easy, they're convenient, and, you know, they're practical. They don't have to be like an object. It could be something as easy as a Starbucks, a Dutch Brothers, whatever, you know. So very thoughtful. I mean, anytime I get a gift card, even if it's somewhere I don't like, it's still thoughtful. Like last year I got Bar Louie gift cards, and they were great, except then I went on that date with with the hot aunt, and we went, and it was a good time. I didn't use the gift card because I didn't want to be cheap on the first date. I was like, no, I'll pay. I don't want to use a gift card on my first date. I'll be back and I'll use it. They closed down a week later, and I was like, oh crap. So I had these. They shut down the Bar Louie in Fort Collins. I was like, oh, great. So now I'm stuck. So sometimes gift cards can bite you. However, Mike and I used it up in Arizona when we went to spring training before the world shut down. They had a Bar Louie, and we went to town on that happy hour for like 3 days with the gift card. So
well, that's a good
way.
It
did get used, but it was kind of nerve-wracking because had we not have used it there, they would have just went to waste. So there is a little caution behind gift cards, just a little.
Now, the other thing is if you get a gift card that you won't necessarily use, hold on to it. It's a great re-gift. Nobody has to know.
No one has to know that you got a Pornhub gift card. Just kidding. I don't think those things exist. That'd be real awkward to give
That would
somebody.
be strange. I picked mine up at Walmart. In any case, folks, if you have a suggestion for a great last-minute gift, go ahead and chime in on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. For instance, Jamie Anna Munson chimed in with some great suggestions.
Jamie Anna!
Liquor's always good. Tickets to a local university sporting event, always good. Or a local comedy club, which, you know, who doesn't like to laugh, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Those are good ideas. I like those.
I do too.
Especially Comedy Club. They're supposed to be opening up one in Fort Collins next year, but COVID and everything, I don't know. But looks cool, though. That's always a good gift idea.
Very cool. You mentioned Lacey had a couple other suggestions. What were those?
Yeah, she did. She said, you know, if it's on the cheap and you got to get some good stuff, surprisingly, you can go down to Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, and Dollar General to get yourself some inexpensive gifts. Now, don't let the dollar name fool you, because you literally could go to the Dollar Tree and you can get Christmas cards, birthday cards, things that you would probably be paying $3 to $4 at a Walmart, Target. You get them there for just $1. So if you're looking for stuff on the cheap, maybe all of a sudden you're going to a white elephant party. You kind of someone got you a gift and now you feel obligated, but you don't have money right now. I mean, there's some good ideas there. They do have some things, and again, it's always the thought that counts. It's not the tit for tat and somebody got me something, I gotta get you something. It's the thought that counts.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll give you another little hint here. The Dollar Tree, great for stocking stuffers. If you're looking for just a bunch of little items to stuff in a stocking, that's the place to go. It doesn't cost you an arm and a leg, and they've got some pretty good quality stuff given that it's only $1.
Yeah, it's good to also get to like your wrapping paper stuff. Like I said, anything for like little birthday gifts on the last minute and stuff. Good little place to go. So great suggestion there, Lace.
Absolutely. I've got a list here of some other suggestions as well. Of course, some of these are based on Amazon. They are under $10, which is nice. But just know that if you've got Amazon Prime, it may arrive in 2 days, so do a little planning ahead. For instance, a wine aerator that goes directly into the bottle so they can pour as usual but enjoy the upgraded taste, no matter how cheap or fancy the bottle happens to be. Aerating your wine is just a great way to sort of bring out those flavors. And it'll only cost you $10 on Amazon, so that's a great way to go.
Yeah, that's a good idea, man. Especially for them wine enthusiasts.
Exactly. Here's one that's fun and kitschy. A downright hilarious little screaming goat. Simply press on him and he lets out a bleedy yell, basically guaranteed to make them laugh every time they hear it. Only $7.18 on Amazon, and you can never get sick of this sound.
No, but you should get the screaming sheep. Like, who didn't want to cut up to a doll that does that?
That's just downright terrifying.
Yeah, that's an actual goat scream. You're just the cute meh.
Here's one that you can pick up at your local Target or Walmart. Again, only $10. The Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza card game for anyone who loves family or roommate game nights, especially ones that have a dose of high energy. And of course, they're adorably illustrated. Little fun games. Who doesn't love a fun game night? And of course, Target and Walmart have great selections of different games that you can play.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Game nights are a huge deal. Like right now at Target, I was looking last night, they had so many different games. Like there's a Back to the Future game, a Jaws game, a Golden Girls Funko mystery game. There's a Star Wars Baby Yoda, aka now he's Grogu Monopoly, and there's Golden Girls. There's everything. There's all kinds of games out there.
Yeah.
The games that I'm interested in as an adult, like the Cards Against Humanity, like it's great. You buy the actual game, which is $25 for the big old box.
Mm-hmm.
But man, all the additional add-on packs, like if you want the Nerd Edition, the 80s, the yada yada yada, it's $20 a pack, dude. I'm like,
wow.
Whew.
And they've actually got a
poop gets expensive.
Yeah, they've got.
He said poop. The old man said poop.
They've got a kids version out too. So if you want to play kids or Cards Against Humanity with the kids, I wouldn't recommend the regular game because that can get dark and sick very quickly. But they do have a kids version out. Speaking of games, for $8.70 on Amazon, you can get a set of lenticular cat or dog or shark playing cards. We couldn't go into the Christmas break without playing that, Tone. Couldn't let it happen. Could not let it happen. Folks, we are talking last-minute Christmas gifts. What to get literally last minute. Feel free to chime in. We still got a couple minutes left over at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. Of course, when I said chime, your chime went off.
My chime went off, yeah. Lacey said that Ticket to Ride is an awesome board game, and Bella has Kids Against Maturity. So I assume that's the kids' version of Cards Against Humanity.
More than likely.
I assume so, yeah.
I
don't know what Ticket to Ride is, though.
I don't either. Might be worth checking out.
I've got one ticket to ride.
Thanks, Eddie Money. All right. This for $7.99 on Amazon is, of course, for the Office fan in your life. A pack of 50 different stickers with quotes or iconic faces from The Office. Anyone who watches the series over and over will immediately love so much you might catch them quoting the rest of each famous scene. Now, I'm not a huge Office fan, but I know a number of Office fans that might be a fun one for.
Yeah, that one, you'd have to be really big on the Office and stuff, but definitely would be cool. I was almost gonna buy one of our friends a Friends game. It was like this. It was this weird game, but what it was is you had to toss a ball around, and you had to do these weird things. They weren't really Friends related. They were just Friends themed. It's like, do it like Joey, and I'm just like, That seems kind of lame.
Well, Tony, obviously, you're not a huge Friends fan. That actually is directly from one of the episodes where for, I think, 36 hours straight, they threw a ball around, and that's where that comes from.
Oh, is that where that is? So,
Yeah.
so you're saying like if they're fans, they're obviously gonna love it. For me, like I've seen episodes here and there, but never really watched it.
Exactly. Another suggestion for a last-minute Christmas gift, $9.99 from Amazon. A bottle of Mike's Hot Honey that experienced home chefs and newbies will obsess over alike. It makes adding just the right flavor to all kinds of dishes, from fruit to chicken to ice cream, and yes, pizza, almost too easy. If you're the person who dips their pizza crust in honey, likes a little spice, obviously, that's a good way to go.
That sounds actually quite delicious, actually.
Yeah, that's right up your alley. And finally, this one is
Definitely
totally
is.
up Tony's alley. A clip-on rechargeable selfie ring light, so all their mouth-watering food photos are always perfectly lit, even if they're eating on dimly lit restaurant patio. Tony, you can take those selfies with perfect lighting now.
Perfect lighting. Come here, bring the light in, cameraman. Perfect. Yes.
Well, folks, that does it for our topic of last-minute Christmas gifts. When we come back, G-Man's going to be joining us with his picks for NFL Week 15. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm gonna do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Listen live at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Friday, December 18th. We talk about it a couple times each show. It is the Fenix Line, our 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys the opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever. And it's a voicemail. You know how it works. You leave a message after the beep. No human interaction needed. That number, 855-FENIX-RADIO. That's 855-FENIX-RDO or 855-336-4973 for the alphanumerically impaired. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together, put them out in a future show. Now it is that time on Fridays. You may recognize the face that's up there on the screen. G-Man is joining us with his picks for NFL Week 15. And as always, I've got just one question. Are you ready for some football? G-Man, how you doing today?
Good. How you doing, brothers?
Doing
Great,
well.
Man. Good to have you.
Ready for an exciting week of football. Of course, we're heading closer and closer into the playoffs. Some teams have clinched their berths. Others are fighting for a chance to compete come postseason. Let's go ahead and kick things off with the wild card matchup. You've got the Dolphins -3, of course, by the hook, versus the Patriots. How do you see that one playing out?
I kind of see it playing out much like last week's game with the Rams did. You know, the Patriots, of course, are Belichick, is still doing, I think, a great job, with the crew that he had coming in. Of course, everybody knows about Tom Brady leaving and Cam Newton coming in, and I didn't think that was going to be a good fit. Of course, Newton coming off of his shoulder surgery and all the things, leading up to it. He's a running quarterback, so things have kind of played out the way that I thought. The Dolphins have been a nice surprise this year. Brian Flores, of course, coming from the Patriots, so you have that dynamic in the game. Former coaches have not fared well against Bill Belichick. If I recall, I don't know if anybody's beaten him, or maybe one or two people have beaten him that have coached for him before. So you have that dynamic. But be that as it may, I think the Patriots psychologically, have come to grips with the fact that they're probably not going to make the playoffs this year. They have, of course, the incentive and motivation to not have a losing season. But that being said, the Dolphins are, of course, in the thick of it. They still have to close things out, sitting at 8-4, I believe. And so, yeah, I've just been impressed with them. And I think that defense is going to do much of what the teams have been doing over the last few weeks. And they're going to, pretty much that offense is very anemic, with the Patriots. And the Dolphins have shown the ability to move the ball even on good defenses. So anyway, 3 points. Of course, by that hook, I always go through William Hill. They allow you to do that. If you go to other casinos, they don't let you buy the hook on 3. And so I would definitely go to William Hill, buy it down to 2.5. And let's kick that ball off and see what happens.
There you go. Yeah, the Patriots are really looking to play spoiler at this point. But to be fair to your point, not only do former coaches under Belichick not fare well against Belichick, but in previous seasons, any coach really didn't fare well against Belichick just because they were such a dominant team. So that'll be a fun one to watch, especially if you are a Dolphins fan. Obviously, Dolphins and Miami, their time has been due for a while now. Let's move on with our marquee matchup. You've got the Washington football team +6, of course, by the hook there, versus the Seahawks. Washington playing better than I expected to. Obviously, Alex Smith has been sort of their saving grace, but the Seahawks are a tough matchup. +6 for Washington. Where do you see that advantage playing out?
Yeah, in many ways, this is a playoff game. Of course, I don't think the Seahawks has even clinched yet. Of course, they're poised to, I think, this week if some things happen, including a win. But Washington, as you mentioned, is that whole NFC East, of course, a few weeks in, I think combined there was 2 wins by the Cowboys. What was it, 6 weeks into the season? 4 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks into the season. between Washington and the Giants, they've come out, to actually be the front runners. And, Alex Smith, of course, called for him not to ever play again. I mean, he almost had his leg amputated, because of that horrific Joe Theismann type of broken leg.
It was brutal.
And, so I'm a little bit nervous on this one, admittedly, because it is the Seahawks, as you said, and they thumped, last week. And so it's really difficult to do that two weeks in a row, especially considering Washington's defense, which is at the top of the league, in total defense, pass defense. The kid from Ohio State is just a monster, a beast, Mr. Young, and he I think is going to be able to contain, Russell Wilson. I think force him up the middle, let the linebackers do their job, and that's, of course, the game plan many people have against the Seahawks, and it's easier said than done, but I think they have the tools to do that. A little bit nervous. I saw that Alex Smith didn't practice yesterday. Something's going on with his calf, but again, it's playoff time. And with the resolve that Alex Smith has shown to just come back from his injury, I can't imagine him not playing in this game.
Playoffs?
Even
if
they have
playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Even if they have to. Is that the audio stuff? So
I heard it. I thought somebody was just talking in the background at first. I'm like,
you mentioned playoffs.
6 points in pretty much a playoff situation. I'll go ahead and take those points, assuming Alex Smith is going to play. And unless, man, I think it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, I think they're just being a little precautious. But I heard an interesting stat last week that despite how terribly the NFC East came out, they were the most winningest team over the last 3 weeks compared to any other conference. So it's interesting to see how they've sort of turned things around. Maybe too little too late at this point, though. And finally, let's move on with our best bet matchup. You've got the Eagles plus 6.5 versus the Cardinals. Speaking of NFC East, Cardinals, again, they started out strong, fizzled out a little bit under Kyler Murray. But you know what? It's the Hurts era of the Philly Eagles, and it'd be interesting to see what they do against the Cardinals.
Yeah, Kyler Murray has been going through a little shoulder injury the last few weeks. And, truthfully, I don't know the status of that. But it seems like, of course, based on last week's efforts, he definitely is playing better and seems to be either over it or being able to play with it. The Eagles burned me, last week. I truthfully thought that Jalen Hurts in his first start, like many rookies do, and that, is actually becoming a fallacy, is where rookie quarterbacks, you think, oh, they're just going to come in and they're going to get killed. They've never seen NFL defenses. They're going to be overwhelmed. It's just not true, anymore. And, Jalen, just like in college, you know what I mean? The guy showed to be very capable, last week, and surprised me. We laid 6.5 points in the overall, not my top 3, but and so based on that, coming in with the Cardinals, the Eagles are playing for a playoff spot. Of course, they're still vying for that. They have a chance. They're not mathematically eliminated yet. It's going to be a tough road for the Cardinals, and so I think that, of course, competition and pride is going to come through. It's going to be a good game. But again, in this situation with Philly, after last week, I think they may be gelling around Jalen Hurts, and they're definitely going to be trying as if this was an elimination game. So, and I'm getting points, and so go ahead. I'll take that.
Exactly. If Carson Wentz was still the quarterback, I would say you're crazy for plus 6.5 versus the Cardinals. But with Jalen Hurts, I think they have that chance. Real quick to recap. You have Dolphins.
Yeah, I think just as a last note on that game, I think that if the line makers would have come out with a pick'em game, people wouldn't have thought anything about it. It would have made, a lot of sense under the circumstances, based on the records last few weeks and what's up, what's up for grabs this week. And so 6.5 points it just seems like a lot to me.
Yeah, it seems fair, but we'll see how it plays out. Real quick to recap, you've got Dolphins -3 by the hook versus the Patriots. Washington football team +6, again by the hook versus the Seahawks. And Eagles +6.5 versus the Cardinals. G-Man, we always appreciate your time on Fridays. We love talking football. And of course, with a minute left, we love promoting the other projects you've got going on, including Seedless Tendency, Big Bongo Productions. What do you got going on there, and where can people find you?
Well, I just finished up our work in California on the farm, so we get a couple weeks off. I'm going to go ahead and commit to, making a couple videos over the next couple of weeks because this show's off for the holidays. So I'll do some, videos ramping up to the games, for Big Bongo Production. As I mentioned last week, I'm probably getting in the mood for a little songwriting, for the band. I miss those guys. Everybody's been busy. People are having babies. Sammy, our drummer, fractured his ankle, and so that combined with COVID, we're just trying to, kind of tread water and food, family, and friends. That's what the time of year that it is. And so I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and, a Happy New Year.
Awesome. Well, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and your family, G-Man. As you mentioned, we will not be doing Friday shows for the next 2 weeks, but take a look at our Facebook page to make sure to get those picks from the G-Man each Friday for the upcoming NFL weeks. We always appreciate the time. Folks, when we come back, we're headed into the final segment of the show. It is time for This Day in History. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
See ya.
Boys. This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Well, we did it, folks. We made it to the final segment, not only of the show, but of the week. And of course, as we mentioned, next week we are off. We are going to be doing best of replays because it is Christmas week. We want you guys to spend time with your families as we're going to be spending time with ours. Now, if you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it is easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts, whether it's Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, Doozer, Dozer, Geezer, Gozer.
Are you a god?
Oh, no, 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 no.
What in the heck was that?
I have no idea. That was just a no, and it didn't cuss, and I thought it'd be funny to do something different than the normal Hetfield. I'm trying to come up with like different yeses and nos to throw you off. I like to see your reaction. That was a
that one certainly did the trick.
Yeah.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Well, folks, while you are there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review. Let us know what you think. And tell your friends, because why, Tony?
Sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Share us, and we care for you. Thank you.
We do. As we do at the end of each show, we want to drop a little knowledge, hopefully make you laugh at the same time. It is time for This Day in History.
Traversing the globe for the stories that turn the world on its head. It's This Day in History with your correspondent on the beat,
Kristian Fenix.
Thanks, Siri.
Thanks,
Speaking of
Siri.
Siri, no Siri interruptions on your end today, which is always good.
No, we started the show off right. I jinxed us by saying technical difficulties. We have since fixed it, and I shut Siri off. I figured it out. Siri has not interrupted me one time. I could say it all I want now.
Always good. Well, kicking off This Day in History, this day in
Kick it!
1271, Kublai Khan renames his empire Yuan, marking the start of the Yuan dynasty of China. And Kublai Khan, man, I'm going to name my next kid Kublai Khan Fenix.
Kublai Khan to join Cobra Khan, and yeah. That's what a name. Kublai Khan! We call him Kubla for short. He's a Kubla Trubla. Kubla Trubla. It was supposed to be like Koopa Troopa. I screwed that one up.
I gotcha.
Koopa Troopa. Hey there, Troopa.
Words are hard sometimes. It happens.
Make me some pasta, bitch.
This day in 1799, George Washington's body is interred at Mount Vernon. His body's hiding somewhere in that mountain. Maybe you can dig him up and find those wooden teeth.
Somebody put me back in the fridge.
It's such a deep voice, didn't he?
Somebody put me back in the fridge.
Somebody put me back in the fridge.
This day,
Find my wooden teeth.
This day in 1832, the HMS Beagle, with Charles Darwin aboard, reaches Tierra del Fuego for the first time. And I understand that the HMS Beagle is a ship, but I can't help imagine Charles Darwin with his big old Santa-like beard riding a giant beagle across the world. And
you know what would, if you did see that, you know what that would be?
What would that be?
It's gonna be legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
It would be legendary. Yeah. This day in 1892, Peter Tchaikovsky's ballet, The Nutcracker Suite, premieres in St. Petersburg, Russia, now the world's most performed ballet. And even if you don't like ballet, you still know the songs that come out of it because they're played every time around Christmas.
Every time around. You know who also liked the Nutcracker too? Nevada's quarterback, Derek Carr.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah. Pull the nut. He's out for the season. Tore the groin last night.
He did.
It's not really accident. That was mean. That was mean-spirited. That's just Bronco fan, ribbon Raiders. That was mean. I don't wish Derek Carr any harm, but I hope he gets better. But he did pull it, and the Nutcracker seemed like a fitting thing.
There you go.
Whoops, that was mean.
Moving on, this day in 1912, the Piltdown Man, great ape.
The Piltdown Man, the Piltdown Man.
Later discovered to be a hoax, is supposedly found in the Piltdown gravel pit by Charles Dawson.
What the hell is a Piltdown Man? Does he know the Muffin Man?
He does.
I've never heard of this Pilt Man.
Down on Drury Lane. It's they're good friends.
I am the Pilt Man. I'm coming to give you a gravel, brother.
Got your own canned laughter there, Tone. All right. A sad day in American history. This day in 1917, the 18th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution authorizing prohibition of alcohol is approved by the U.S. Congress and sent to states for ratification, marking a very dark time in our history. I agree. Very dark.
Sad.
Very dark time. This day in 1963, the Pink Panther film premieres, directed by Blake Edwards and starring Peter Sellers and David Niven, with the theme by Henry Mancini. Tony, did you ever see any of the Pink Panther movies? And I'm not talking about the Steve Martin
The Steve
remakes.
Martin one. No, I never did. Growing up, this is what I thought the Pink Panther was. I thought, like, the synonymous song or theme song, always that little jazzy tone. It was just like kind of a weird cartoon to watch because, like, he never talked. He always had the weird little short guy with the mustache chasing him. So it was a cartoon for me. And then he was the insulation. So every time you'd see like the pink insulation in your attic and stuff, I always saw the Pink Panther on there. And that's what I think about with the Pink Panther. I forget it was actually a movie, and that's what stemmed all that.
Exactly. And speaking of which,
hold on to your butts.
This day in 1964.
I like that soundbite. I'm sorry.
This day in 1964, the Pink Panther cartoon series premieres as a result of the movie.
What are the odds?
I like those odds.
They're pretty good odds.
By the way, real quick, stay off social media today, dude. Just don't go on it. I keep getting all these texts. Oh my God, did you watch Mandalorian? Did you watch this?
I'm going to avoid it the best I can.
I haven't watched it. As of right this second, I haven't watched it.
All right. This day in 1966. 66. Wow.
66. Whoa! Woo!
This day.
Getting down and dirty for his birthday.
This day.
Which, by the way, your fiance just put up a nice profile pic. I know what you're doing on your birthday, silly man.
Well, we can't talk about that on air. This day in 1966, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas airs for the first time on CBS. A great special, not a Christmas movie, as we found out from the Ranker list.
Yeah, thanks, Ranker. It is not. No, you know what is a movie?
Many things.
The Grinch with Jim Carrey.
That is, yeah.
It's a movie.
And then
but the animated one is not.
Well, the newest animated one is with Benedict Cumberbatch, but yeah, that
I didn't really like that one very much.
It wasn't
okay.
great. It wasn't great.
I didn't really like it. I don't mean to be a downer, but it wasn't that great.
Well, you know what else is a movie? This day in 1976, A Star Is Born, film directed by Frank Pearson with Barbra Streisand and Chris Christopherson, premieres, and he's the only other real Chris that I know spells his name the same way as mine.
Yeah. I did like the Lady Gaga. I liked that one in the Bradley Cooper. It was actually a pretty good movie.
I hadn't seen it.
I enjoyed it.
But I heard good things.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't think I was going to like it. It was good.
This day in 1976, Wonder Woman debuts on ABC. Of course, that's the Linda Carter version.
That's the last one. I'm pissed I can't go see it in theaters. My friend Annie, I was telling her about, I was so excited that movies are opening back up. They have Monster Hunter this week and Wonder Woman next week. And she goes, the theaters are shut down, right? And I go, no, they're not. You can still go. No, here in Colorado, they're shut down.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tony, I will wait till you come out here, and then we'll go to the theaters out here to see it.
Okay, deal.
Because they are not shut down.
I don't know. Can I wait that long with seeing Wonder Woman?
Oh, you see it on HBO Max, but we'll see it again in theaters.
Oh, okay, deal. I was like, I'll watch it at home, I guess, but I have to, because I was disappointed. I was like, Why? Why are they shut down?
And finally, folks, this day in history. This day in 2002, The Two Towers, the second of the Lord of the Rings films, is released. Makes 62 million opening weekend, 926 million total worldwide. It's a lot of cheddar.
That is a lot of cheddar, yes. The sequels to the Rings of the Lord, my precious.
And then finally, there are a lot of holidays to run down, so let's see if we can get them all done throughout before the end of the day with holidays. So the first up on the holidays is Answer the Phone Like Buddy the Elf Day. Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? You can do it. You can answer it that way.
Ooh, I'm going to do that when they call for trucks today.
Good idea. It is Arabic.
I didn't have a quote to shoot off the top of my head, and I just watched it, too. I blanked.
It is Arabic Language Day. It is Bake Cookies Day, which, that sounds good
Yum.
to me.
I want some sugar cookies if anyone's watching.
It is Flake Appreciation Day, the snow kind.
Flake? Like, oh, okay, not like, hey, let's go hang out, and then 5 minutes before, something came up, I gotta go.
Yeah. It is National Twin Day. It is International Migrants Day. National Roast Suckling Pig Day, something to enjoy with your cookies.
Oh. Suck it, pig!
National Ham Salad Day. National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day. Underdog Day. And finally, National Wear a Plunger on Your Head Day. Don't even get me started.
How about no on that one? How about no, you freaky deaky?
Folks, that does it for this Friday edition of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. We are off next week, but we'll see you guys the following week. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, yeah.